Welcome to Solar 7.
It's Solaris time. The match is on. Pow! Boom! Ouch! That one's gotta hurt. That shot had his name on it. Boom! Wow! Welcome to Solaris. Now, let me show you the sky. That shot had his name on it. Boom! The Merc Clan wins. And that's it.
Welcome to Solar 7.
Welcome to the new MARIK Workshop. This segment of the WBPL 76 is brought to you by the Night Owl Association, along with the Bear Digs Company and viewers like you. Why are you here?
Hello again, chat. Have some corn.
You just open it up and you rub it all over your tongue.
Ooh, woo.
Why are you here?
Sphincterotomy?
I just hit myself in the balls with an iPhone. Somebody quote that?
What could possibly go wrong?
Free Corn Thursday.
Like,
So,
wow,
what-
your organs are all fuck-shaped. What if we just stab it a little bit?
Fuck.
That unholy abomination of Yuletide terror.
Yo, my name Exhibit, and today we're gonna go ahead and pimp my mech.
I would so download feet.
Stop fucking the magnets.
I'm not fucking the magnets. You're fucking the magnets.
The fuck is Free Corn Thursday?
And so, this past weekend, there I was, standing in a confluence of different universes where I encountered people from different continuities. I encountered Robbie the Dinosaur from the Jim Henson Workshop show Dinosaurs, who was, by the way, rocking out as a rock legend because he finally filled out that piece of paper that was what he wanted to be when he grew up because he didn't want to be a tree
Done
pusher.
growed up, man. You're gonna be dang
then-
old rock star, man. Tell you
Well,
what.
and funny enough, in the next breath, the next aisle over, I met none other than Dale Gribble, Rusty Shackelford, and I got him to agree to not pocket sand or squirrel tactics me, and I gotta tell you how grateful I was for that. In the meantime, I managed to bump into Logan. He was taller than he is in the comics, but he had a nice cigar and he was willing to share. And by the time I got back to the booth I was working at, well, wouldn't you just know it? There were Whovians, and that's where the story takes a turn.
It always does take a turn with the Whovians, doesn't it?
It does. I got hit in the head with a sonic screwdriver once for saying Doctor Who wasn't my thing.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yep.
That tracks both with the con crowd and the Who crowd.
Yes,
Look.
a teenage girl at a con crowd, yes.
Yeah.
There are worse places to be hit with a sonic screwdriver.
You do not have my argument.
Yeah.
Listen. I always thought that a sonic screwdriver was just, the sexual position you took place in 10 minutes before you died. So,
No. That particular one is not called the sonic screwdriver. It's called the sonic drill bit.
I don't like anything that I'm hearing
I know
right
it
now.
as the I know it as the sonic screwdriver or the atomic pacemaker.
Well,
hi everybody, it's the new MARIK Workshop. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The atomic
are we live now?
Oh yeah, we're live.
Oh damn!
The atomic
Hi,
pacemaker
live
comes after the
peoples.
atomic leg drop, and the atomic leg drop causes the atomic pacemaker. Is what it does.
Night Owl bluntly, I don't know why you pay us. Hi everybody.
Because we amuse you.
Hi everybody, I'm Parallax. This is ostensibly my show.
I have to look up ostensibly again.
Listen, we keep letting him believe it, so he's a happy person.
Anyway, who else is here?
I'm Warlax. I was called in here 10 minutes before the stream.
This is Halzakar. I am not positive tonight.
And this is Monkey Biz of the Black Pants Legion.
That's right.
I'm here as the Black Breeches Brigade.
Oh no, not the Black Breeches Brigade.
Added a new sticker to the toaster. Oh, good God. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Ducks, I'm sorry. I don't think I have your pictures of that. Damn. Okay, let's go. Hey, everybody. Let's go through the stuff you sent us so that we can spend an hour on what Biz has for us, because, good God, does Biz have a story. Biz Monkey is our special guest tonight, everybody.
Hello. Biz Monkeys here. And a water break.
And a water break. Break your water, everybody.
I just broke my water. I used it to wash my brush.
The closest thing to hand I have is Cerveza.
Okay. Everybody calm down.
I have something that is at least 50% water by volume, which I think counts.
You're not supposed.
And hello, Night Owl.
Hey, you're not supposed to be drinking 49% IPA. It's bad for you.
IPA is bad for you.
I meant isopropyl alcohol.
Well,
IPA
yeah,
just
you
bad.
got to go for the good stuff. You got to drink the 99%.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff's a little bit more expensive, especially if you get it by the gallon.
Yeah, but
I
it
got
works better than like the 92 or like the 49.
Yeah, I can get 91% pretty easily. And for
yeah.
most things, 70% is better, but for our purposes, not so much.
I prefer a nice 72 myself.
You don't get a vote.
Oh, womp womp.
I took his vote, everybody.
Womp womp.
It's because he's a non-voting felon.
I'm a non-voting what?
Felon.
I am not I do not have a felony. I didn't want to fight over IPA, so
I mean, he can fight you. It's not my problem.
we're off to a terrific stop tonight.
I mean, that's normal.
So I think Aiden has a different idea of what we mean by IPA.
No, IPA just bad.
This is how I get my membership to the Player Haters Ball.
Okay, so Grimo sent us.
Hate.
Oh God. Oh God. We're never gonna get anywhere.
Nope.
Grimo sent 8 Beowulfs, and then I want to make this clear, everybody, because it's kind of hard to tell on the little ones here. Grimos has sent us Helldiver themed units here, and it's kind of
I do like that. Grimos, I appreciate your heck dippers. Thank you.
Honestly, I'm just more impressed with how clean that yellow is on top of the black, having done that myself. That is not an easy color scheme.
It's a
that looks
pain
really
in
good.
the ass. I hope he's taken notes on how I've told everybody to do this several times and put pink down first, but it makes it easier. It makes it so much easier.
But that would require listening to you.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
who does that?
Frankly, I don't know. Although I'm going to show some stuff off tonight for Cold Dog because he was asking for some help on some stuff, so I'm gonna try to do that tonight. So that's the project for the night. Also, we have these. Grimos, I'm sorry, I got to set all this up in about 15 minutes tonight, so I don't have your notes on precisely what I'm looking at. But they are very war people. Very war.
Those are indeed
those
war people.
Those are Scandinavian Team Yankee.
I'm willing to accept this.
Those were words I understood, but not in any kind of recognizable context.
Well, Fire Team Yankee was a book from the 80s about a unit holding the line against a Soviet push through the Fulda Gap.
Okay, I will tell you. It is not Fire Team Yankee. It is just Team Yankee. I have the book. It is behind me.
Okay. Well.
No,
and
wait.
The game is based off of that book.
Yes.
Wait, I don't know what you guys are seeing. All I see on my screen right now is a police action.
No, that's John Cena.
Oof.
I see John Cena.
Yeah. You can't do that.
Anyway,
all right, I'm behaving myself, sort of.
Maze Hughes has sent us. Actually, this is pretty cool. This cherry blossom bonsai tree that's made of Lego. It's pretty cool.
I really do like that.
Para, is there any way you can zoom in on the feathers or like the leaves?
No.
Yes,
apparently
because
not.
trees have feathers.
Apparently, no. Okay. I cannot.
If you look very closely at the leaves are frogs.
The leaves are indeed frogs. Holy crap. Guys, I got to step out for just a second. I'm going to turn the slideshow on. I hopefully I'm not long. I'll be right back.
Okay,
I got a thing going on in the house.
So I'm looking at this, and the leaves are frogs, the cake is a lie, and the door is full of knives. But Parallax walked away before that joke happened, so I don't know what to do.
And it is Wednesday, my dudes.
Yeah, yes, that is just. Well, actually, no.
Okay,
is it Thursday?
It is Thursday. This thing, are these prototype Cyber Eyes?
It is second Wednesday, my dudes.
Are these prototype Cyber Eyes? Because I need to know.
I mean, I can only assume somebody has decided to do something nice for Mad Ducks.
No, I can make this real easy for you guys because it's been 80s night all night. Cyber Eyes, they're watching you.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Little girl had a nightmare.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and
I hope she's doing okay.
Well, she is with her mother and my mother, so hopefully that helps. Okay, let's roll this back a little bit.
Woo!
Okay, so we have been getting occasional updates on this robot that a viewer is sending us. This is from Socks the robot, everybody. We've talked about Socks before. The last time we got anything from Socks, it was correcting me on Socks not in fact being a cat, but in fact being a robot. And Socks has a voice and will talk to us. Colin sent this in to us. So now Socks can see, hear, and blink. Socks has eyes, Socks can blink, Socks can hear, and we've already seen Socks can talk. Yeah,
Wait.
Socks is Skynet. So
why does Socks?
Yeah, this is how you get adorable Skynet.
Yeah.
Why is it that when Socks blinks, he blinks down like he's sad?
Because sad is the first emotion programmed into everything.
That's right.
Okay, now I'm getting self-conscious about my blinking. We should probably change topics.
Ever noticed when you're sad how you blink?
I do now.
So, yes, here we go with the blinking, with the normal blinking and the thoughtful blinking, but Colin sent this in, and guys, I think at some point in the not-so-distant future, we're going to have a terrible, terrible Socks on our hand, and none of us will be able to stop it.
I have learned from heck dippers that extreme application of a shotgun will put down robot.
I have learned from Helldivers that extreme application of automaton rocket launchers will kill you in one shot.
But
I am firing my lasers.
So this is from UNC. UNC has sent us, in fact, the Lego Orient Express. I assume
yes, train posting.
I assume someone is dead on this train, and that Kenneth Branagh is speaking in a very Belgian accent and discussing who did what. Very Belgian.
Extremely Belgian. The most Belgian.
I mean, yeah.
They see,
I would think so anyway.
There's the engine, the Sapphire Star, with a very stubbly man in his overalls driving the train.
I like how skeptical the conductor is.
You cannot drive a train with anything less than stubble. It simply will not work.
It's true. It's true.
If you do not have stubble, the train will issue it to you.
The machine spirit will reject you as its princeps. Warlax gets that joke. It's fine, everybody.
Yes, I do.
Was that one of them? Was that one of them Warhammer jokes?
Yep, it was a Warhammer joke. That's right, everybody. We're calling it Warhammer now.
Not
my fault. I'm not taking the blame for this. Oh God, why are we just getting pie? Why is I know it's 3:14, guys. I know it's 3. Okay,
Yes.
we're just getting lots of pie.
Happy International Pie Day to everyone.
Funny part about the engine is those domes are minion heads painted a different color. That's amazing. Oh, that's great. Here's the inside of the train. It's precisely one room wide. There is no hallway. You are sealed in.
Where can a murder take place?
You're sealed into your wardroom. And so if Tex takes the train gun to it, does it become Murder on the Orient? Yes. Yes, it does.
Yes, you're right, Square. That's exactly what it. And you also get Richard Hammond shouting over the intercom, "Penis, penis, penis."
Well, here's the club car. Here's the club car. It looks like we've kind of got Poirot there in the back. I see a guy with a very, very well, it's not a bushy mustache, but it's a mustache.
Penis, cock, penis.
So I don't think that is Hercule Poirot. I think that is just a Lego figure of Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Please note the movie camera.
Oh, that is
That's
such a
perfect.
good point.
Oh,
That
that's
is
perfect.
such a good point.
Oh shit.
I can hear the reel spinning in my head right now.
Okay. Okay,
We
Mo
can hear the
says.
Shakespearean drama.
And
Oh wait, guys,
action.
we got an update from Mo on his latest trip to the local game store to play some BattleTech. You will be proud, Hal. The Waffle Housers, BJ3 Blackjack, Alpha struck a grasshopper to cripple it, and the Waffle Housers Archer headshot 3 times with all of its bees. The bees.
Mo, you have warmed the deepest cockles of my heart with this noise. Thank you.
That's right. You touched Hal's car's cockle.
Normally,
you may want to wash your hands.
Normally, I charge for that.
Okay, so that's the viewer submissions for this week. Remember, if you want to send stuff to us, that you need to send that to art@wbpl76.com, and that'll come straight to me, and I will put it on the show so that you can have your blinking art@wbpl76.com. You too
I'm
can
sorry, I just can't understand it. Rule of threes. What was it?
I think it's in chat now. It says send your viewer submissions to art@wbpl76.com.
Thank you for your rule of threes.
So, with
and
that,
if you would like to join in any of the madness, feel free to go to the Discord link.
Falkenstein, I'm working on the Irby. I have company this week. I can't devote that much time to it. I'm working on it. I've been thinking about it. And Diggs is giving us the Diggs Pepe nod. So
nod.
Yeah, I saw that coming. I can't remember the name of the aliens from CNC, but here we are.
Scrin.
Yeah. Okay. Scrin.
Yeah.
Samurai's giving us a harump.
The entire idea is I've been playing a great deal of Command & Conquer recently, so, if you're going to go and start nod posting, I'm going to go ahead and give you GDI.
Okay, so that's fair. Okay. Biz, tell me what's going on.
Okay, so last August, which is at this point, somebody check my math.
Way back in time.
In the before times. I started a project that I had wanted to do for a while, which is to build the Polar Lights 1000 USS Voyager model. It was a relatively new kit at the time. Yeah, there was enough parts and paint masks and all sorts of stuff available. So I figured, you know what? I have some free time because I, for whatever reason, did at the moment. So I'm going to start building it. And what you can see here is not actually the first attempt at building it. It is my second. So the first time I tried to build it, I followed the directions on the photo etch kit. And for those of you that don't know what photo etch is, imagine sheets of brass flattened to the thinness of a sheet of paper and then stamped with detail. It is a pain in the ass to work with. I hate it, but it does work very well for adding a very nice level of detail to, well, modern armor, for airplanes, and in particular for Star Trek kits. So I follow the detail, I start carving out windows on this kit, and I carve out everything, and then I try and fit the photo etch, and none of it fits at all. And I cannot figure out why. And so I went, you know what? The kit's like $35-$40.
I just hit myself.
Screw
in
it.
the
I'll just
balls
get
with an
another one.
iPhone.
So first kit goes in the box and then
Thank
has
you for the
sat
sub,
on
Brennan
my...
Wolf.
Yes, thank you, Brennan Wolf. So the kit went back in the box and sat on my couch for the last 8 months. So I got the second kit. And then I went ahead and I primed it. I started wiring everything up. So inside of my build of the Polar Lights 1000 USS Voyager, there are, I'm actually going to use my hands to count and visualize this thing. 1, 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, I think 19 22 individual LEDs, and then about a dozen or so LED strips. So what you were seeing here is my second attempt at building the kit. You can see like wiring harnesses and how I had everything set up, and how I like wired everything together, and the little control board there in the middle that ties everything together and makes it work.
Biz, Evil Stew says that this particular starship has lots of tentacles.
Yes, this is Cthulhu ship.
Falcon
for many,
wants
many
to know
reasons.
if you have phaser beams and torpedo tubes that light up.
No, I do not have phaser beams lighting up because that's a pain in the ass, and that would involve. Well, I mean, honestly, you can do it. You can absolutely run a strip of LEDs around the phaser beams and have like a little chase thing, and you can program that in. That is, I'm not going to say beyond my abilities because I could probably do it, but I am also kind of lazy.
It's beyond your patience.
Yes. So
Quickly,
here you can see.
Hi, Mini Hulk Max. Guys, Mini Hulk is on Colts 3D, and Mini Hulk will drop you a link to his Colts page. They do good work. It's 3D printable Battletech stuff. I fully encourage that. Go.
Absolutely. I have seen Mini Hulk's work. Mini Hulk's work is very good. So here you can see the second attempt at this kit, kind of closed up as a test fitting. And you can see what happens when you put a shit ton of LEDs into a kit like this. It just bleeds through everything. Now, I am a perfectionist, so of course I have to go through and I have to like light block all of that. And yeah, it's a lot. Here you can see what it looks like when you actually prime the thing. And you'll note
gap
that
filling.
Yes. Gap filling only covers part of it because you have to fill the gaps, and then you have to figure out where any and all light that you don't want to shine through is coming from.
Oh, I know,
is.
but
Oh yeah.
The briefest thing you can call it is gap filling.
Yeah. So here you can see the inside of one of the nacelles. This was actually when one of the wires broke.
I remember when this happened. You were unhappy.
Yes. I was very unhappy. So those wires are 32 gauge wire, which is about the width of like a human hair. They literally do not make wire strippers that small. So I have to use like a pair of like hobby nippers to just very gently peel off the very end of the plastic.
I feel like there's a
So I thought, well, this is going to be like the worst thing that could possibly happen on this kit, right? Like I had assembled it, I had glued it all together, I'd done some gap filling, whatever. Like these things happen, whatever. Okay, so Bully Snake would paint the inside black where you don't want it shining through help. Yes, it would normally absolutely 100% help. However, this kit is transparent plastic. So in order to have light shine through the windows and everything, I really couldn't light block the inside, which is what I would normally do if all the windows and everything were transparent.
You can. You can.
Yes.
The question is, how much masking tape do you want to use?
It was either masking tape or cleaning up a bunch of black paint primer, and just not worth the effort. So here you can see some of the modifications I started to do to the kit. That little square there, I actually carved that out using a 1 millimeter wide chisel, courtesy of one of my favorite Gundam tool brands. And here's where you can see where this kit went horribly wrong. I tried to do the same thing to where those sensor strips are, completely hollowed them out accidentally, and now I had access to the inside of the ship, but couldn't fit the photo etch in there anymore. And at this point, it was like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, do I cut out styrene? Well, no, that's not going to stick. Or, whatever. So here you can see what the ship sort of looks like lit up before I really did a ton of work to it.
And you see, for me, like, I'd get this far and be like, hey, this is cool as hell. I'm gonna keep this.
I'm actually in the same boat you are, because that is the technical term is tremendously rad.
So here's the thing. I started my modeling, my hobby career on Star Trek models. So I built all the Enterprises, all the Federation ships, everything. I got into lighting a couple of years ago.
Is Freecorn
I look at this and I see nothing but problems. I see light leaks all over the place, a whole bunch of stuff that I would have had to clean up and I would have to fix and all that. Star Trek models.
If I can briefly interrupt,
Go
and
for
I
it.
apologize.
Is Freecorn
but
Thursday?
we're on the hype train.
Oh, God.
Oh, snap.
We're on the hype train,
Yeah.
baby.
The hype train only comes when I'm not painting.
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, with those side windows, that side piece just completely just destroyed, I went back to the drawing board. I pulled out all the lighting, disassembled the kit, got another kit, I repainted it, and then ended up with this mess, which, although it looks significantly worse, is actually better because this time I color coded the wires and I traced all the lighting and everything, and I thought everything was going to be fine. And then I plugged it in, and I noticed that the bottom of the ship was getting a little bit warm.
We're getting some questions. This is kit number 3 now?
Yes, this is now kit number 3.
Thank you for the bits, guys. Also, Vectron, politely but firmly, fuck you.
I love it when people tell me, you've got a decent voice, and then the other people are like, just stop fucking singing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It happens. So, and it is for the channel benefactor Night Owl, too.
Nah.
So, and before I kind of discuss how this picture came to be, I have to explain, I had actually gotten the ship completely closed off. Like, it had been sealed. I had gap filled everything. It was looking good. And then I took a look at I have to remember my nautical directions. I want to say the port nacelle.
The left.
And noticed that only 3 of the 5 LEDs on that strip were lighting up. Or 3 of the 6 or something like that. And I remember, because I was messaging Para and I said, hey, do you... should I try and fix this? He was like, no, just leave it alone. And I thought, you know what? Nah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go out and I'm going to fix it. And you know what? I did for about 5 minutes. Oh no, we're still on kit number 3. I managed to fix the lighting on the port nacelle and then promptly shorted out the entire kit. As in, just dead. Nothing was lighting up. Nothing was working at all.
Biz, I have a very important question for you.
Yes?
How large was the ulcer you developed, and how big a hole did you put in something when that happened?
So, keep in mind, I have
Freecorn Thursday.
I have to take a prophylactic 1,000 milligram Tums before I go to bed anyway. So, yeah. It's also a good thing that I don't have hair, because if I did, then I would
not.
Yeah, I would not. So, Para, can you do me a favor and go back a slide? Or is this just on autoplay at this point?
No, I got it.
Thank you. So I want to explain why this took me a month to get this done after this picture. So I go, and because I've been running off the same light kit, like I pulled everything together, and I built it. And the first time I built the kit, I had soldered all of the LED strips and everything, put them in. I thought everything was fine. The kit was a little bit warm, but whatever. So everything shorts out. I'm like, all right, well, I got to figure out what the problem is. So I go and I test all the individual LEDs, or at least as much as I can with the wiring that I had available. And the individual LEDs were fine. And then I tried to test the LED strips, and the LED strips weren't working at all. So I'm like, all right, this sucks. Because at that point, I have really no way of knowing what the problem is or where it is. So I basically said, all right, screw it. I'm just going to tear this thing back down to studs and figure out what the problem is, which is exactly what I did. After assembling and gap filling and gluing and doing all the prep work and getting ready for paint, I tore this thing back down, rebuilt it, rewired it, put in a new kit, put in a new chip because the first one was dead, hooked it up, second chip, magic smoke immediately goes away. just poof.
Just killed it as soon as you got it.
Yeah, and at this point, I basically said, okay, because by this point, like the LED strips look like shit. Like I had oversoldered these things to the point where the actual contacts were coming off, which may, in hindsight, have been part of the problem, and then end up, going ahead and rebuilding the kit. This then takes me into decal hell, where I have been for the last 2 days. Voyager, in particular, has a bazillion very tiny decals. Like when I say that some of them could honestly be like mistaken for a fleck of paint, I am not kidding. They are that small. So
Starfleet was always really, really good about that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, Starfleet and Industrial Light and Magic. But
don't worry, it's just Aztecing. You don't have to worry about that.
Oh, this doesn't even have Aztecing on it. It's just 1,000 tiny decals. Like it's just that bad.
Step 2,
in this
decal
picture,
hell.
Yes, this is where I've been for the last 2 days in decal hell. There are 80 decals in this picture. And as I think we're going to get to next, Tara can show exactly what my reaction was when I flipped the ship and the decal sheet and instructions over.
Okay, which one is it? Well, I got 2 videos here. Which one is it? It's this one.
It's the one labeled decal hell.
Well, it was when you
said
sent it.
Bad. I mean, I managed to make it through like 3/4 of the ship, right?
Oh, fuck you.
I mean, how bad can the top be?
Yeah, thing.
Yeah, fucking thing.
You tell him, Steve Dave.
Why no full screen? No full screen VLC. There. Now let's take it back to the start. And now, okay, here we go.
All right. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, I managed to make it through like 3/4 of the ship, right? I mean, how bad can the top be?
There's
Oh,
there's a lot of
motherfucker.
little black boxes on there.
So there you go. That's how that went.
Biz Monkey.
Yes.
Why were there so many little black boxes?
That would be the
Because
instruction
everything-
sheet for all the decal.
Why were there
Because
so many
everything
little black
there-
boxes,
Hold on.
Biz Monkey?
Hold on, because everything there was redacted.
That when I tell you that there are probably 200 plus decals on this ship, I am not kidding. So now that we have skipped ahead and gone past decal hell, this is what the final product looks like. It has been clear coated in a nice satin polyurethane from Vallejo. It has been painted. All the decals are in place. It is
What the fuck is Freecorn Thursday?
done. With that being said, there are still...
Wait, I need to interject real quick. Samurai
Yeah.
has stated that this is a more satisfying year of hell than Voyager Season 4.
Yes, this was my 8 months of hell, and I
What the
wish I
fuck
had a
is
Krenim
Freecorn
Dreadnought
Thursday?
to go back in time and fix it.
Deep cuts. Deep cuts.
Deepest cut. So, and I was explaining to Para kind of my approach to modeling when I was
What
going
the
through a lot
fuck
of
is
this.
Freecorn Thursday?
Oh, shit, we're on another hype train.
Yeah, I'm good
Oh
with
no,
it.
we haven't left.
No,
There's more bits.
I think this
Oh,
is
no.
a new one. We're just up to...
It's a level 3.
Yes.
No, it's just gotten to level 3.
Oh, God.
It's still the same hype train.
I see an Ultros in chat. Like a Final Fantasy
Ultros?
6 Ultros. That's cool.
Huh, that's impressive.
It is. I don't know what Twitch Row is sub to, but I like it, Row. It's good.
All right.
Hello,
I dig
Ro.
it. So,
Look at all these Voyagers.
yes. So,
Voyagers?
Voyagers.
let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff that I did here. So, all of those big windows are photo etch. Tiny, tiny pieces of brass that I had to cut and shape and sand and all sorts of other stuff.
I want to say real quick, in the closet right next to me in my office, I have the Polar Lights Klingon Katinga. I was going to call it Kronos one because that's definitely how I'm going to paint it. But and the lighting kit for it. You are making me dread this.
Oh,
No.
I should show you the one that's completed at the store.
So
I'm
keep
not
in mind,
encouraged.
I did not just do like an out of the box thing. This is from I mean, I hesitate to call Tenant Controls a garage manufacturer, but I mean, technically that's what they are. But I took a garage kit and then heavily modified it, which may have been part of my problem.
Falkenstein, I will fight you. Cronus 1 was a Katinga. It used the same model from Star Trek the Motion Picture. It was the same ship with a new paint job.
In
Yeah, it's true.
Star Trek 6, gotcha. Okay. I had a moment there.
So let's talk some construction.
Construction.
So as I mentioned, like the ship is absolutely covered in photo etch, like all the windows and everything. I had to carve out all of those windows and dig through like 10 layers of paint because I painted this thing in primer, and then I painted it in aluminum, and then I painted it black, then I painted it in the particular bluish gray color that Voyager is. And then as I sanded and painted and sanded and painted, I kept adding layer after layer after layer. If you get not even that far away from this thing, but close enough, you can see where paint layers have just ripped off, and I just painted over it.
Oh, that makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, it happens.
Go ahead. Well, I mean, if you follow what would really happen on a service vessel like that, that would be what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're not going to go back. They're not going to go back to match paint to another paint if they're just putting more paint over it.
Well, I mean, if you're talking,
they
to
were
the
using
producers
ablative.
If you're talking to the producers of Voyager, yeah, that's exactly what they did because there was never any fucking damage on the ship between episodes.
Well, yeah, and they used like the same. I think it was like 4 or 6 foot model until they went to CG, but that was a whole different thing.
Listen,
anyway.
I'm gonna get myself hurt here.
Okay.
I was never the Star Trek kid.
Okay.
So when it comes down to it, you guys are saying things right now that are just like well beyond me.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're allowed to be your own brand of nerd.
Bismuck, just hearing all of this, I'm smelling pennies just hearing the process you went through right now. I cannot imagine. I could not use my giant gorilla fingers for this kind of detail, I don't think. So I appreciate this on a level that I look at and go, I can't even conceive of how to go about it.
Yeah. So,
oh man,
a couple of things I wanted to point out on this picture. So you can see, like here along, like that red stripe in the engineering hall and along the edge of the saucer, you can see like the gray. What are those? Like the pill-shaped things, cylinders, whatever they are.
Yeah, the pill-shaped cylinders. That's the technical term.
Yeah, those are all photo etch.
I would like to raise the idea that we call them pylons.
No, the pylons are the things that connect the nacelles to the engineering section.
Yeah, the pylons are the things with like the little tan stuff on the back.
Yeah, you know, the tan
totally
bits.
different thing.
The space
the tan
bits.
Technical term. So
that's the beach of the ship.
Yeah,
is what
that's exactly what that is. It's made of sand.
Exactly.
We are now getting a request from Arachnash in chat that we need to start a list of things Warlax knows about Star Trek.
Yes, I am on board.
Yes, please.
All right. Who do I get to give a list of things Warlax knows about Star Wars?
Well, I mean, you can add something to Mad Duck's 40K list.
No, I can't. He's not here.
Well, I mean, okay, then give Hal. You get to give Hal one Pokemon fact of your choice.
But that's the thing, is if we're starting me on Star Trek, which I am okay with, let me take someone down the Star Wars lane.
But I don't know who doesn't have that. Like,
yeah, I think we may have missed the boat on Star Wars.
Here's the problem. I went real deep into Star Wars.
Oh, dude, my wife is frightening. Like, nobody has ever been able, like, in the history of humanity, to beat my wife at, like, the Star Wars Trivial Pursuit shit. Like, oh god. Anyway.
I would enjoy at least trying.
Bless your soul.
Yes.
Oh,
Crossbone is correct. You never go deep into Star Wars.
You could through the late 90s. You could.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you get into like extended universe and all that. So anyway, so in order to paint like
The
all
good
that photo
part,
etch, all the stuff, all like the red and the blue and the gold and this stuff you see on like the sensor palettes and around the edge of the saucer. I was literally hunched over with a quadruple zero brush and a 5x magnifier, painting all of that very carefully because they're raised, I mean, about like a bee's dick thick above the actual brass.
That is foolish.
I do appreciate you using the technical term.
Yes. One bee's dick is a very formal measurement. I think it's metric.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's definitely European. That much I know.
It's true.
All right. So if you look towards the back end top of the ship, like around where the middle brown thing is.
Ass.
Yes. So you see like the 5 dots below it.
I work out.
Girl, look at that ship ass. It works out.
Yes. If you look at the brown thing and then you look slightly down, you will see 5 dots at like towards the end of the ship. Those are decals. They, for whatever reason, decided that there needed to be like 50 of those things. They are on like the little gray things by the engines. They're on both sides of the engineering hull.
We got a bunch of these Greeblies. We got to put them somewhere.
Yes, exactly. This was like ILM had, for whatever reason, extra tiny black dots, and they said, "Fuck it, let's just put it there."
Fuck it, we ball.
Yes, as ILM does.
Oh, look at the sensor gauge. Look at the main deflector shield lit up. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And there are the lit up photon torpedo launchers front and back.
Yeah. And we've got the running lights there on not 10 forward.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got the indicator lights that flash.
I know. You don't get to see those until we get to the video.
We'll get to the video.
And so to give folks like a sense of scale for this thing, the entire kit is about 12 inches long.
Oh my dear sweet lord.
Yeah.
So
we are getting comments in chat that says, when the model is only about 10 feet long, you have to fill the space somehow.
Yes, and I filled it with wire and LEDs.
I filled it with my pain.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's that ship ass again.
Yep. Lot of ship ass in this one.
Of ship ass.
You gotta get that. You gotta get that intrepid booty. Intrepid booty is what it is.
So 2 things I learned.
Slaps Voyager on the ass. You can fit so many Delta Flyers in this baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Now wait a second. I'm seeing something here that I saw I think Von Falkenstein in chat bring up. Do these nacelles pivot?
No, I had to move the nacelles in place.
Okay.
Because in each nacelle there is an LED strip. There are 2 SMD LEDs, and there is a 5mm LED for the front. And then right next to the nacelles, there is a slightly larger, I think it's like a 604 LED, and then 2 more very small SMDs. So inside each of those is like an LED strip and 5 smaller LEDs. And if I tried to like make them pivot, first off, they would never stay up, and second off, I would more likely than not just rip the wiring harness apart every time I did it.
It's looking good with the light effects, though. We'll get to the video here in just a second.
Yeah. So when you actually see this thing in motion, because there is a video, it will make a little bit more sense. But yeah, so just a lot of work went into this thing, making it look the way that it does. So like the strips around the back of the nacelles, like those raised bumps, those are actually not part of the kit. I built those out of strip styrene. Ironically enough, strip styrene I had left over from the last time I built the Voyager kit, the big 1677 that Revell issued in like 1995.
Yep, definitely smelling a lot of pennies right now.
I mean, look, it is better than sniffing the microset and microsol that I have been for the last 2 days, but that's a whole different thing.
No, I'm just being oblique about having a stroke. I am so just poleaxed by all of this and the detail you've done into it and everything. It staggers me that this work that you have done is the best way I can say to appreciate it.
So
All
we're
right,
getting questions in chat from Kai wants to know what other model ships you've built, not necessarily to this level. Falkenstein wants to know how long the Ravel one is, and Paladin Star just wants to see all of them. So,
okay, so I can satisfy some of those requests. All right, so in terms of the ships that I have built, because I happen to be looking at that particular wall at the moment, the NX-01, the NX-01 refit,
nice.
The Excelsior, the Enterprise B, the Enterprise D, the Enterprise C, the original TOS Enterprise, the 1420 Defiant, which is the big, like, 14-inch one, the USS Oberth, the Discovery, the Shenzhou, Deep Space Nine, the 2700 Defiant, which is part of the Deep Space Nine kit, the 1000 Reliant, the regular NX-01, the Enterprise E, which is my personal favorite Enterprise. That one I actually had custom decals made for because paint mask stuff exists for it. The 1677 Voyager, the 1000 refit, the 1000 refit A, the USS Kelvin, the JJ Prize, which was the first kit I ever lit, the 1000 Defiant, the 2500 Strange New Worlds Enterprise, and the 1000 Strange New Worlds Enterprise. So
somebody get this man some Klingons.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. I have 25, 26, including the new Voyager. And I do, in fact, have a model of the USS Bounty. So I have one Klingon ship.
I've got one assembled bird of prey and one unassembled bird of prey. I'm also, from across the room, staring at my still boxed Reliant model, and like I said, I've got the big, the larger Katinga kit with the lighting kit that I'm terrified of.
I bought a completed steam runner from Eagle Moss.
I've got the Katinga from Eagle Moss also. Okay. Video. No. We've got the second video.
Okay. There we go. So yeah,
it doesn't want to work.
So BizMonkey, I have something that I need to say here. And I need for you to take this in the most complimentary way possible, if you could.
Go for it.
This belongs in a museum.
So do you.
There you go. Thank you.
Oh, look, it flashes. Blink, blink.
It does.
Blink, 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 blink. It's got them blinky eyes.
It does, in fact, blink.
Blink, blink, blink.
I am at a complete loss for words. BizMonkey, make sure you give yourself credit. This is just staggering work, okay?
Well, I certainly appreciate that. I hold myself to a high standard. I was talking to Para about this the other day. And when it comes to building stuff like this, I have what I call the 12-inch rule, the 6-inch rule, and the 3-inch rule. Yes, behold my pain. So for those of you that are familiar with IPMS, which is like the International Professional Modeling Society or something like that, they hold regular contests where they judge the models that people do. sci-fi models in particular have a very hard time placing at all. Gundam, Star Trek, whatever. It's almost always modern air and modern armor, and they judge to what I call a 3-inch scale, as in somebody will literally get 3 inches away from the model, and they will count the number of rivets to see if you have the correct number of rivets on whatever it is you're building. This is not a 3-inch model. Like you get up close, you're going to see a ton of paint defects. Like, yeah, I did some things that I would definitely do differently. Normally for these types of kits, I try and do what I call a 6-inch scale, where it's like if you get 6 inches away, it's going to look really good. There's some stuff in here that if you got 6 inches away from it, you would definitely see and be like, all right, that's kind of shit. So
No,
this is like,
I would do no such thing.
This is like an 8 to 12-inch scale, which is still pretty good, but I'm not going to enter it into a contest anytime soon.
Okay, this video is definitely 3-inch close, and I'm looking at this agog right now, okay?
He told you not to do that.
I mean, you can do it, and if you looked really close, you would see like the paint is super rough. It's pebbly. Like I had a ton of problems with my airbrushes getting them to work right. There's like rips and dents and dings and all sorts of other stuff. There's a lot of stuff I could have done better, but now that it's done, I'm all in all pretty happy with it. One thing I want to point out on the actual bridge dome thing. So those lights that run around the side and around kind of like the back of it, those aren't on the stock kit. I had to carve those out again using a very tiny chisel in order to get that effect. So yeah, I had to do a lot of stuff.
So are you ready for a new challenge?
That depends entirely on what it is, because
here's the thing. It's actually a lot nicer because it is meant for lighting. But they came out, AMT recently came out with a Studio Series 132nd TIE Fighter. And it is a gorgeous kit.
So, Warlax, I'm gonna send you something.
Uh-oh.
Because
you already have this, do you?
No, I built the Bandai Star Destroyer a couple of years ago.
Okay. Yes, and this is what I have been doing. I have rebased the monster.
Behold!
He is prepared for fantasy.
Behold the bottom of the old base with its weird pebbly ass.
Yeah, I tried to take the base off of the old base, and the entire base came with it.
Yo, dog, I put a base on your base.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
Base.
Beat me to it, damn.
Pebbly ass, green stuff having foot ass, yeah.
Okay. I got something else here to throw in. And this is for Mad Ducks. Mad Ducks, I don't know if you're still in chat, but this is your fault. You're not here to explain it. Damn it.
Presented without explanation.
Excellent.
Which honestly might actually make more sense.
See, why you no show? Why you no show thing? Oh, wait, there it was. Okay, Operation...
That was warp speed right there.
They say she's got trans warp drive.
So, Operation Pork Shrimp Toast?
Yes, pork shrimp toast.
Oh, God, this thing.
Oh, my God. What is... Jesus. Is that the 1700th scale?
Yes.
Whatever the Bandai version is.
Yes, this is the 1700th scale pork shrimp toaster.
No, he sent me a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Grimos, did it go well or did it not go poorly? Because those are separate things.
Now, I want to make a note here. You guys haven't seen the last image here yet. And here you go. Like, I'm not sorry. I didn't do this.
I hate everything about this.
I'm
Some like 20 count shrimp cooked in an old toaster in the parking lot. That's amazing.
So this
That's
is a tailgating
like amazing,
thing.
not necessarily in a good way.
No,
But
here's how I'm mentally justifying it. This is a tailgating thing, and this is by far not the dumbest thing that happens at tailgating.
yeah, but this was on like a smoke break.
I also don't understand how you would not set your skewers on fire putting them down in a toaster like that, but, you know.
This is a crime against toasters, bamboo, and shrimp.
Well, I mean, Mad Duck's already started with crime against toaster by putting spider legs on them.
I mean, look,
and then shoving pork down them.
Oh,
look, that's fine.
Duck says
you
that
can
he
put
soaked.
legs on a toaster.
Okay,
Duck
guys.
says he soaked the skewers in water.
Guys, I have to go check on Daughter again real quick. Biz, tell them about your Star Destroyer. I'll be back.
I will actually post a link to my Imgur gallery for the Star Destroyer.
Okay, one other
in
thing.
Chat.
One other thing you guys can fight about while I'm gone. What is the best looking Starfleet ship, and why is it the Excelsior? And I'm gone.
Okay. Well,
Actually,
I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight Para on that when he gets back. But okay.
I actually don't disagree with him. I think that the Excelsior is a gorgeous visual ship. I appreciate that they came up with the rationale to keep using it on into the Dominion War era. I just really like it. It's not my favorite ship, but I do believe that it is visually just a gorgeous design.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think top to bottom, between the Refit, the Reliant, and the Excelsior, that's probably the best looking era of Starfleet ship. I mean, all three of those are phenomenal Art Deco designs.
I'm just gonna come out with Executor.
What?
The Executor.
That's you're crossing. So the thing now, I'm gonna have to fight with Kai because one of my favorite Star Trek ship designs is the Galaxy. I love the Galaxy. Looks big and epic. It looks like it should be a flagship of a fleet.
The Galaxy has some great angles, but there are some where it looks absolutely terrible. It can be very, very 80s, 90s, and then there's some where it just looks like a beached whale.
It's on my Mount Rushmore of favorite Starfleet ships with the Excelsior. And my other two are going to make everybody question my taste because my other two are the Defiant and the Steamrunner.
Defiant, totally on board. Steamrunner, I always thought it was kind of goofy looking. If I had to pick one like semi-canon ship, I would probably go with the Akira.
The Akira is number 5 for me.
Okay, so have we decided why the Excelsior is the best?
We have decided that the Executor is the best. Deal
with
it.
What's this wee stuff, Kimosabi?
I strongly disagree with the Excelsior being the best. I am going to go with the Enterprise E, the Sovereign class.
No, but that's okay. You're entitled to be wrong. Okay, now I have a mission tonight.
Okay.
So I have been talking.
Is it to piss off Bizmonkey?
No, that's normal. I have been talking lately with Legion member and mod connoisseur Cold Dog, who is trying to work through some BattleTech stuff that he's got, and has been asking me about some tool questions and some technique questions. So I am going to demonstrate very quickly with some of what I know he has. Okay? So he's got official BattleTech CGO mechs, and he got the what was it? The Army Painter BattleTech paint kit. Okay? Everybody on board?
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing about the Army Painter kit. It's got 7 paints, and I think
they're just renamed.
Yes, they are renamed. They are not new colors. 4 of them are speed paints. So I'm not necessarily gonna use the speed paints that are in the kit because 1, I don't know if I've got them. 2, it doesn't hardly matter. But we're gonna go through the process, and he's gonna catch it on the VOD at some point. But I advised him on how I would do this. We're gonna run through the relatively simple slap chop process. For those of you that don't know, slap chop is a speed painting method. I don't love it. Hey, as much in the way of speed paint as you use, you don't get to.
I use it. I don't slap chop.
Slap chop is fine for getting stuff on the table. It's better than.
Yes, it is, but it is. But I have opinions, obviously.
Biz, you were about to say. What?
Mostly, I'm tired of people coming into the store and going, "Hey, my favorite YouTuber told me that slap chop is the only way to do painting. How do I get that done?"
Well, I mean, it's a good way to sell a lot of speed paint and black primer and then white paint.
Yep.
Yes, but as someone who enjoys sitting down and taking the process of painting.
Okay.
Yes, I use speed paint. I admit that. However, I use speed paint in conjunction with things like acrylic inks, with things like, thick, hard, full-bodied metallics.
Giggity.
Yes, indeed.
Thick, hard, full-body, girthy palette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go over and I do my own highlights, not just what the speed paints pick out.
Okay, but
And
for the
it
purposes of someone that's
Right.
new to this.
I'm sorry, this is just a little bit of the I get a hobby store coming out, and it's really.
Night Owl is getting the Us rank primed up.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you,
'cause
Night
it
Owl.
is 10 o'clock here in the
Us
Central
rank.
Time Zone.
So, if you are not familiar with the Us rank,
no, hold. Biz, at
it's
some
already
point,
up.
at some point in the distant past, I believe it was you sent us a recording of this, wasn't it? Or was it Grimos?
Recording of what?
Somebody singing the Usher Ain't song. It might have been Grimos.
It was definitely not me.
Okay, well, somebody sent us a recording of the song, but now you have to sing the song.
Us arraigned, because it's time for us arraigned.
Okay, that's it.
And I don't really know if there are any more lyrics.
There are
It's
no
just us
more
arraigned.
words. There are no more words.
Okay.
It was Grimos.
Okay.
It's just time for us or ain't.
Da-da-da-da.
If you are not familiar with Us or Ain't, we'll do it real quick. You can vote on if it be Us or if it be Ain't.
It is a random quote that will be selected by randomness.
And the Us involves anybody who is regularly on this show or Pandora Pirate Radio on Mondays, and BizMonkey as well. So you can vote Us, you can vote Ain't, or you can vote me and throw in Goob Hole because you just want to add to the pot without taking back out of it.
That's right. Throw shit in your pot.
And Jiggle, with your name, that first line doesn't surprise me.
Okay, so here's what I've got to paint. So that pole is up.
Here's the Earth.
Round.
Pretty sweet Earth, you might say. Round.
Okay, so here's what we've got. And I have other tools for this. I am not going to use them. So for those of you that would be new to this, I'm just going to show off this process relatively quickly. I have right here, this is a Storm Crow, not a Warhawk, but a Storm Crow. This is a Wyvern. He's not being painted. Okay. And that is a dragon, not a mech. You can't quite see him in the camera, I realize now. Neither here nor there. Okay, so let's do that thing a little bit. Can we see better? We can see better. Okay. This is a cheap as fuck makeup brush. Cheap as fuck makeup brush.
Is that the brand name?
Yes, cheap as fuck. It's an Amazon brand. Now, you can get nicer dry brushes. This is a nicer dry brush. This comes from Game Envy.
You can get nicer dry brushes.
Why
you
would you?
probably shouldn't, though.
If you're like, for most people, you really shouldn't. The tool that I would recommend getting is if you can get like a cheap makeup brush that is domed. That's what you want.
If I can.
What?
I break, and the quote came up. It's, when I saw you getting wrecked in my dream, it was by the kingdom of Manitoba, so take that as you will. Newt from Hearts of Iron 4. So it do be ain't.
And that is a recent quote. That is barely over a week old.
It is indeed. Thank
All
you,
right,
Night Owl, for handling that. And there's an eye break.
Eye break.
As
Okay,
I
what you got,
was,
Ward?
What I use for dry brushes is actually the cast-offs from my battle foam containers.
You can do that too.
When you have to pull those out in order to make your space for your containers, you have a lot of plugs left over.
You got that pick and plug.
So, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to deal with it? Well, in my regard, I use them as dry brushes and sponges because, hey, they're free after you've dealt with them.
Yep. You've already got them on hand. Use them. Okay. I actually have dedicated dry brushes. This is from Game Envy. I like these. They're goat hair. They last longer, etc., etc., etc. They're not artist opus, horrendously expensive. Anyway.
Oh God. I mean, I have Winsor and Newtons. I didn't get Winsor and Newton dry brushing brushes.
No.
That would be a colossal waste.
Yes, it would. Because you are going to abuse these brushes. There's a reason they're goat hair and not sable.
I use brushes by Crayola.
For fuck's sake. Okay,
I mean, for dry brushing, 100% okay.
So here's what I've got. Cheap-ass dry brush, big, soft, kind of floofy. This is a ceramic bathroom tile. They cost like 28 cents. You can buy them individually from Home Depot. This is a texture pad. This one's 3D printed. Basically what you need is something that's not porous, that's not going to absorb the liquid out of your paint. Because despite the fact that it's called dry brushing, you don't want dry paint in there. That's how you get a chalky finish. So, I'm just wiping this off back and forth. If you don't have one of these, I will show you a trick. This is 60 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to do the same thing. It'll do the same thing. What you got?
Because most people will have this at their home without a question.
Chipboard?
Textured paper towel.
Don't do paper towel. It'll suck out the moisture.
I use it all the time.
I mean, you will get a better result if you're using something that's not absorbent. You can use chipboard.
Now here is the catch there, okay?
Okay.
And here's where I'm going to come in at you. Because most of the time your dry brushing is taking place toward the end of your thing. Most of the time.
No.
So using a folded up paper towel, you have everything there that it's already caught, which means that all of the moisture that you have there, it still keeps the moisture.
Well, okay. In any event, at this point, we've gotten the extra paint off. You know, you don't want to put this in a wet palette for this purpose because you want it thick.
No.
You want it thick.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So, off of a ceramic tile, this is great. On something non-porous, non-absorbent to get it off. That's great. Okay, so now we're up to here. We're up to actually putting some gray paint on a black model. The whole idea here is that you're undercoating this to give you your values so that when you come to it with your speed paint or your express paint or your contrast paint or your whatever, it's already got the highlights in it. And like Warlack said, you will get a better result from acrylic paints. But if you are just looking to get something on the table that looks awfully good for the time and effort you put into it, this works nicely. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go for this dry brush. And dry brushing in this case, for those of you that don't know, you're taking a brush and you're going one direction and just hitting it with a pretty, a brush that you've gotten most of the paint off of. And you go one direction, top to bottom. You can go side to side if you need to. You just don't really want to go down to up. And what you're doing here is you're simulating light hitting the model. Look, guys, I'm actually showing people how to paint this week. Isn't that novel?
Oh my god.
First of
When are
all,
we gonna get that OSL tutorial?
First of all, water break. First of all, water break. Second of all, how dare you, sir?
Shut up.
Yeah, I blame Mad Ducks and Squig for that one. You have relatively serious people here and less chaos. And that is why we're actually learning how to paint this week.
Yeah.
See,
Once the blue moon this
have
happens.
you ever recognized the fact that I cause the chaos, but I also get the most painting done on this show?
Yeah, interesting point.
I am not
can
chaotic.
shitpost while I am painting, sir.
Yes, but
I am not chaotic. I am just silly.
Okay, so very quickly, with just that much effort, you can see that by just using the gray paint, I'm going to get this close to the camera so you can really see it, and hopefully it focuses. And it did! So you can see that this has really just brought out the panels and the high points and that kind of thing. It's colored the surfaces of the panels. That's okay. Because anything that it is hitting is something that's going to take color. So just get all that done. Give it a second go just to make sure. If your paint on here stops coming off, like you can see nothing's coming off at this point, it's because the paint in here has dried out. So you can either go back to your palette, or I like to have a barely damp sponge on hand, and you can just kind of stipple that once and then hit your texture pad or paper towel or whatever it is you're using. Just hit that again, and then you can keep using the paint that's already in there. And we will just go to this summoner and do the same thing. And you can see I am getting paint off of this again. So, same thing. Just go after it. And I'm going to do both of these at the same time to show off how fast this can be. And again, this is a cheap, big-ass pack of makeup brushes I'm using.
So what you need to do is you need to find makeup brushes. You find the cheap ones, and then you select big ass face.
That's right.
So I have a very important and not an all silly question.
Such as are
When-
all your questions.
When you go to find these brushes, you said find cheap brushes.
Yes.
Are you recommending I go up to a Walmart's or a Dollar General going to do it?
Honest to God, Dollar Tree.
Well, shoot.
Well, bless your heart.
I can go Dollar Tree, and then I can get me one of them great big old cans of that not soda stuff that still got caffeine in it.
Well, I mean, if you go up to the Dollar Tree, you can in fact get 1.5 liters of Diet Pepsi for $1.25.
You
Ain't that the truth?
You can also get LA's Totally Awesome for when you decide that you want to actually take time on the malls.
And if you get that LA's Totally Awesome,
I'm sorry.
Then like the LA's Totally Awesome, for those of you that don't know, is amazing for just like a paint cleaner, because like that's what's in this little spray bottle, and I'm just putting it on this palette real quick. You saw I just barely put it on there. We'll give it just a second to sit while I find my utility knife blade that I have certainly put somewhere that I'm not going to get cut on when I'm not expecting it.
Yeah, that comes with the territory.
Casual whistle, because whistling into the microphone's bad.
Do not make edgelord joke. Not doing it. Not gonna do it. Instead, gonna make a 30-year-old SNL reference.
Not gonna do it.
Not gonna. Wouldn't be
Not gonna do
prudent.
it.
Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Okay, well, apparently at the moment, that particular blade is eluding me, which, that's not concerning in the slightest. But to illustrate, yeah, here's my finger, and it's just, yeah. This shit.
Your finger. Oh, there's your finger.
Yeah, sorry, you're in the future. In the past simultaneously. It's bizarre. But yeah, that's.
Yeah, you get used to it.
There. And that's just from that much effort. Like, that was obviously real time. That was just spraying or, dropping a little bit on this. And actually, I think that was diluted. And then just wiping it off. Just comes right off. You leave a model in here for an hour, and most of that paint's just going to come off. Use a soft bristled toothbrush and get the stuff out of the recesses. And
I have a Hermes. I think it's a Hermes. I need to do that too.
I don't think you have a Hermes.
Well, it's a light mech. It's got missiles in the side torso and a big pewer on the right arm and bat ears. So I'll have to look it up. But
That's a mongoose, I think.
are you sure it's a mongoose?
I don't think they've made a Hermes 2 model yet.
Okay. Well, regardless, I need to clean it up because this was one of those that I just did the word I'm looking for is ultra garbo job on.
Okay.
So
now, quickly for those of you that are paying attention, this is so flat golden white. You don't need this nice of white paint to do this. It's just what I have on hand. That's the appropriate thickness, and etc. etc. You can use whatever. In fact, most of the time I'll use, right now I've got Vallejo Ivory looking me in the face, and I'm trying to get rid of that bottle, so usually I use that. But this was sitting right here, so I decided to use it.
So are we. We seem to be changing what paints we're going to be carrying.
You're going to get that Fanatics, huh?
Vallejo's been incredibly difficult to even try and keep up with recently.
Huh.
They have not been keeping up with their paints, and so we can't sell what we don't have.
You know, that's a good reason to buy the Army Painter Fanatics. Although, I haven't gotten any of that yet.
They're not available in singles yet.
Next month.
I know, but they're not available in singles yet.
I was just going to say, Para, did you get your set yet? Or
I didn't order the mega set or the complete set. Like, I'm not willing to make that investment until I get a chance to try the smaller packs. And probably I'll get the starter set and then get the most wanted and see how that is. But, okay, so almost all the white paint off of this, and we're not going to go over this as many times. This is a second run just to hit the very edges and highlight the edges. So you can see how powerful that white is. You don't want to hit this too hard. I'm just going like 1, 2 on all of these.
So something interesting you can do here, you can only hit like a certain part of the mech to show like a specific time of day. So for an example, like if you want to show, let's say like a dusk or a twilight, you can only do like the top half. If you want to show light coming from a specific direction, you can only do like a specific quarter or something like that. You know, whatever it is, you can play around with this technique a lot, and that can, you know, really bring some different things to life.
Now, for those of you that maybe you've heard this thrown around in a couple of different ways, dry brushing is a couple of different techniques. This is the most basic variety of it. You will also get people that use a tool that is a dry brush to do an entire model, and you can do an entire model really damned fast that way, and it can look shockingly good. But that's not what we're doing here. But to illustrate what he's talking about, and to go back to what Warlax was talking about when he was talking about OSL, this is assuredly not an Eldar. Okay, this is from One Page Rules. This is the High Elf Fleet, the basic soldier.
This is legally not Eldar.
This is definitely not Eldar. So here's what we're going to do. Let's imagine that he's firing his laser.
All right, I'm there.
Okay. So the light would all be coming from the end of the barrel here. So what you would do is you would take your dry brush and you would hold it in front of the barrel, and then you're just going to go back. And you do that a few times. And wherever that's hitting, that's what's going to get lit up by this thing anyway. So just do that, and then that's where you're going to put your color down. And that's one quick and dirty way to get an OSL effect. Is just identify where your light source is coming from and dry brush it that direction. So the back of him's not going to get any of that light, so we're not going to do it there. But the front of him, anywhere that the light can hit from the barrel, that's where it's going to light up.
Anywhere the light touches.
What about there?
No.
We don't go there. There are weebs there.
Those are Tau players.
Hey.
I'll be honest, if I played 40k, and I have never and will never play 40k, but if I did, I would probably play Tau.
I can appreciate that. If I were going to, I'd probably play Votan just because I really like the NASA punk aesthetic.
I mean, I'm a mecha guy. I like dudes in robot suits.
So I'm going to come clean about all of this. 10th edition has soured me greatly on 40K.
I'm led to understand you are not alone in the slightest on that.
Like, I am not getting rid of any of my stuff. I have spent far too much money, and I have enjoyed the game far too long.
And you're going to play 9th edition and stay there for now.
No, I'm going to play 7th edition. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you?
Oh, I figured maybe you had a Primaris model or two that you might want to use.
I play Tau.
Fuck you, I play Tau. I want to play Tau that aren't megalomaniacal brainwashers. So we're going to go back to 7th.
No, we're going to go back to 7th because there was still flavor left in the lists.
I do like flavor.
You could do things, and it was for fun, not, oh, this has to be hyper-balanced, fixated towards only the tournament players, and fuck the rest of you.
So are you saying that Warhammer 40K is the fruit strike gum of minigames now?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that analogy.
Ouch.
The flavor lasts about 3/4 of a second, and it's really good while it's there, and then it's gone.
All right.
Okay, so
look, I contributed in a helpful way tonight.
About 40K even.
We're very proud of you.
I'm proud of me too.
Who's a good gamer boy?
I'm gonna go tell my wife.
You're gonna go tell Diggs I was good at things. He's gonna go.
No, he would. Diggs wouldn't believe me.
He's gonna go not. Okay. We are getting.
Here's the deal. The one thing I was looking forward to, as far as the crude models and everything else, was the codex. There is now a snafu, and GW going to give us that stuff on the pre-order weekend. So I have to wait for the codex to come out just as much as anybody else, and that was kind of my last straw. It was like, well, fuck you guys too.
You guys are.
All right. Peek behind the curtain. Peek behind the curtain. My apologies. Here we go. So the way the Games Workshop has been working these past few months. The way that they have been working these past few months has been to tell you on a Saturday or Sunday, hey guys, this is coming up. This next weekend, you get to pre-order this item. Well, from that day when they make that announcement, we have 2 days to have our numbers set to send it off to them in order to get our pre-orders in. And if we miss that window by an hour, yeah, fuck you. Don't care. You didn't have your stuff in on time. You're not going to get anything. But then, they can have something and screw us over, like not having any of the old world stuff on the weekend that it was supposed to be there, because, weather, or whatever the fuck it was. But we didn't see it for another week and a half past that day. And you want to know what? It was still the open season. All the GW stores that had all of their stuff, they could sell it to have fun. But any of the third-party stores that didn't have their stuff, well, too bad. But if we're an hour past our deadline, we don't get pre-orders.
For those of you that think that this sounds familiar, and maybe at some point in the past you've been inside of a comic book store, this is exactly why stores complain about Diamond.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly why we don't work with them.
So I actually got off of the train when because I was playing Warhammer Fantasy when the end times rolled around and there was general pushback on, hey, we don't really care for this, or hey, and their stockholder meeting discussion was, our players are too dumb to know what they really want. And I was just like, you know what? Y'all don't get no more of my money.
Yeah.
And if you enjoy it, that's fine, but that was the breaking point for me. And then, they were like, oh, they're doing the books, and they're like, oh, yeah, the Saurus exists. Yeah, give them. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. Nobody cares. They're just the Americans. Give them something. That's fine. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. And it's becoming more and more that way. And unfortunately, I will yell this into the void every day of the week and make my complaints known, but they won't change. Nothing will come of it. Nothing will happen. Nothing will help our stores one way or another. We're just treated like, yesterday's garbage. And you will sell our stuff when we tell you to sell our stuff, why we tell you to sell our stuff, when we feel like giving you our stuff. And we're bent over the barrel, and that's how it is.
And on that fun note, we're going to get back to painting.
I was going to suggest that we break out an oldie, but still very much a goodie.
Hello, Voxel.
Hey.
Ooh, is
Hello,
it
Voxel.
Fuck Games Workshop?
There you go.
Fuck you, James W. Workshop.
What you will find tonight is that any of the stuff that I am working on, one of it is a Games Workshop model, and I don't care to work on any right now.
Hey guys, Voxel is dropping in on us right now, as you have already heard. Voxel just dropped new models this week for his Patreon. For those of you that are familiar with it, he just dropped the Thunder. The Thunder being a Capellan mech that I think it's 70 tons, and it either comes with an AC-20 or an Aero 4. It's an odd duck, but it has terrible feet, and he fixed that.
Wait, is the Thunder the one with the Jaunty Conquistador helmet?
It is the one with the Jaunty Conquistador helmet. I think I gave you one of those, didn't
I? You showed me, but no, you did not.
Okay, you didn't want it. It's fine. Okay,
wait a minute.
No, we're up to the speed paint part now. So I'm going to put some paint over this model we've already got our values on. So this is where kind of the magic here happens. I thinned these speed paints a little. It's fine. The speed paints can be a little bit intense right out of the bottle, so thinning them's not a bad thing.
They can be. They absolutely can be.
So,
but you want to know what's even more intense?
The
acrylic ink straight from the bottle.
That's true. So this is Cloudburst Blue and Pallid Bone. We are going for I think this is Omega Galaxy Clan Wolf.
I think I painted this scheme before.
I've got some of these sitting around.
Hello, High Lord.
So the idea is on this paint scheme is blue on top, khaki on bottom. And I believe there are red stripes on it for highlights. But
hooray, mech!
Hooray, clanners! Boo.
So, LT, to answer your question, all Conquistador helmets are jaunty by default. You have to do something special to make them non-jaunty.
That's true. It's very true.
Would that be... Oh, God, if I say that, I'm going to bring the whole thing down. Never mind.
Genocide. You have to do a bit of war crime genocide.
I do like Voxel Forge's Thunder.
Oh, wow.
It is I especially appreciate the fact that the AC-20 looks like it was just acetylene torched right off the shoulder of a hunchback and welded on the side.
So what you're saying is it looks very Capellan.
Yes, it does.
I'm going to say this straight up. He needs to make a Thunder that is armed with a giant guitar.
I mean, he's right here.
And the neck is a Gauss rifle.
The neck is a Gauss rifle. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't have thinned the Pallid Bone. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, everybody.
It's fine.
It's fine.
No our conversation about Voyager and that particular comment, kind of spurred me on a mental tangent. Failure is okay. Like you can't build stuff, you can't paint stuff, you can't make stuff without screwing up occasionally.
That's right.
And that's all right. I screw up all the time. The only thing that I do is that I tend to cover it up either with paint or with more paint or with putty or with tape, or sometimes I just throw it out and start over.
Yeah, so
but I learned something along the way, and that's the important thing.
Janeway killed Tuvix.
Okay, look, history's greatest monster via the Delta Quadrant didn't learn shit.
No, Janeway didn't learn a damn thing. We're going to put you up here by the fan now so that you can dry. That's kind of the one thing about the speed paints I've got. I've still got version 1 stuff. So they take a little bit to dry, and then they tend to reactivate. So
I Voyager came out when DS9 was still on the air, and I didn't want to pivot.
Well, we also didn't have UPN.
Yeah, so, and I love DS9, so, I mean, like, straight up, is Janeway really that, like, crazy, or is it just inconsistent writing?
It's terribly inconsistent writing. So you had writers that were coming at Janeway from radically different perspectives, where some of them wanted to make her this motherly figure that was watching over her crew, and the rest of them wanted to make strong, independent woman.
Okay, sorry, I have to interrupt. UNC Samurai, we don't talk about that.
Oh God, what did he say?
You can probably
the lizard, the warp 10 lizard babies. That's right, that happened.
We don't talk about the warp 10 lizard babies.
I'd like to make the point. We don't say that they didn't happen, because they did.
I believe it has officially been decanonized. It's not mentioned anywhere else under any circumstances, and even some of the writers go, "Yeah, you should probably just ignore that one."
Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. Grimos wants an explanation. Can you explain it to him?
Oh, God. Okay, so there's an episode in the early, I forget whether it's like season 1 or season 2 of Voyager.
It was the Delta Flyer, so it had to be later than that.
No, it wasn't Delta Flyer. Delta Flyer came later.
Yeah,
because the Delta Flyer was made out of Borg stuff, so that was post 709.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so there was an episode early on in Voyager called Threshold, and the episode basically opens with Tom Paris.
The episode. That's how you know it's a good one. It's like that episode in Next Gen.
It's an infamous one.
It's like that episode in Next Gen with Planet Scotland where Dr. Crusher fucks a ghost.
I like the name of the episode is on like the end of my brain, but I hate it. Anyway, so Tom Paris breaks the warp 10 barrier, goes unconscious, ends up in a shuttle, and then gradually turns into a lizard. And then like 3/4 of the way in the episode, somehow Captain Janeway turns into a lizard too. They never really explain it very well. And then they escape, and they find themselves on a planet, and they both turn into lizards, and they made lizard babies. And one of the babies looked at me, and then they go back to the ship. And somehow the Doctor turns Tom Paris and Captain Janeway back into regular people with no lasting effects. And this is never, ever mentioned again for the rest of the series.
We are getting feedback from chat that was season 4, and it was the test flights of the Delta Flyer.
Was it? Okay, now I have to look this up.
Also, yes, Grimos, that totally happened. Dr. Crusher fucked a ghost that came from a candle. A ghost that apparently her grandmother also fucked.
No. Threshold was the 15th episode in the 2nd season.
I'm going to let the people that have watched more Voyager than I have hash this out, but I'm just going to go ahead and reiterate: Dr. Crusher fucked a space ghost from a candle.
So it was
was
weird.
it coast to coast?
Yeah, I hope not.
It was especially odd because there was precedent for mammals turning into lizards from that one episode of TNG where Spot turned into an iguana.
That wasn't Spock. That was Worf.
Spot.
No,
Spot. Data's cat.
Spot did. Okay, Worf turned into
and
a
then
weird
Worf
spider.
turned into like some weird lizard thing.
No, he turned into a spider. I think Reg Barkley turned into some kind of like fucking lemur or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, like Reg was a lemur. Riker was like some kind of caveman. Deanna
Troy turned into a manatee.
No, she was an amphibian.
Wait,
she was like a frogfish.
They missed an opportunity there because Barkley should have turned into a bonobo because they want to get down all the time.
Bonobos.
Yes.
We're okay.
And Barkley wanted to desperately.
Barkley was responsible for 3/4 of the cleaning of the holodeck.
Look, there's not enough that you can say about Reg Barkley in TNG to make that character remotely redeemable. But somehow he actually does become somewhat redeemable in Voyager.
I liked him in First Contact. And for that one scene, he's in First Contact. Yeah. Yeah, he's the guy that walks up to Zefram Cochrane and he's like, "Can I just say how exciting it is to meet you?" And the man that invented warp drive. And...
I haven't seen First Contact in a while. And besides, the most memorable real cameo in First Contact has to be Adam Scott. It's the Enterprise.
Yeah, he's right. That happened. My favorite cameo in all of
Enterprise.
My favorite cameo in all of First Contact was when they committed terrible character assassination on the Defiant.
Yeah,
it's a tough little ship, but it is still a little ship.
Okay, yes, but that effect shot, like I've seen the breakdown of that effect shot. To maintain the size of the Defiant, what it's supposed to be, depending on who you ask. When the Enterprise does that flyby and the Defiant's like silhouetted against the saucer of the Enterprise E in that shot by itself is 700 meters.
Mm-hmm.
So like the whole ship is, I don't know, 2 clicks long. Like it's fucking ridiculous.
My favorite cameo in First Contact is the Steamrunner class because the file got corrupted and they could never use it in anything else.
That's true. That's true. That did happen. And meanwhile, Warlax is just sitting over there being like, "Fucking nerds."
No, not fucking nerds, but I just cannot.
Yeah, we're just
filling conversation.
We're filling up Warlax's Star Trek note card.
Okay, wait. Here,
Dr. Crusher fucked a ghost. Janeway made lizard babies.
I have a very specific and not meme edition for the list of things for Warlax to know about Star Trek. There are so many, it happens often enough, and there are enough problems that Starfleet has a division that investigates people time traveling called temporal investigations.
Welcome to time shit.
And they hate dealing with Kirk.
They hate it. Fucking Kirk. That asshole. Okay, so very quickly, just to show it off, like, this isn't done. I'll probably do another coat of something khaki-ish on the bottom of this, because, like, that didn't come through. But you can see how that's pulling away from the edges a little bit on top, and that cloudburst blue is fucking intense. So, like, if you get close enough to it, you can see where it's pulling away from the edges here to give it some edge highlighting, that kind of thing. That's what the slap chop process gives you. It's not a great looking model, but it is better than base coat done. That's where I am. Let's do that OSL thing real quick.
Yes, I will admit it is better than base coat and done. I will be with you on that one.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a great
What I am not on board for is, oh, well, my favorite YouTuber told me that this was the only way I should paint ever again.
Favorite YouTuber's wrong. Like, if that's what you want to do and you want to get a whole fucking army painted in a weekend, fine. But it's not going to be super high quality. It is certainly good enough to have something ready to go. And it is beginner friendly. Those are the qualities it has that I will praise it for. But, like, it's not going to give you anything display quality.
Yes, and it's not your end-all, be-all.
No, it's not.
It is another tool to have in the tool belt.
Have a tool belt.
So, But I also have a two. But my thoughts on Slapchop, or Zenithal or whatever it is they're calling it this week.
You see,
To your point-
Zenithal has value. Zenithal is a different thing, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's very similar. My challenge with it is that not even from just an appearance perspective, but I just find it less satisfying than just painting a mini traditionally.
And I'm not going to argue with you on that. Like I feel like I get better results by doing prime, base coat, highlight, and not necessarily a wash, because, like, again, wash is a great tool, but it is not, as we have said, be all end all. It's fine, but like on the competition level, you'll get marked down on it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it depends on the judge, because the gentleman that I have, the store, who's done many competitions before, almost entirely paints and washes.
Well, I think that's a different thing though, because what we mean is like using the wash as the crutch, as like the liquid talent kind of detail thing.
Oh, okay, that kind of thing. Okay,
Yeah.
Yes, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Feeling personally attacked right now.
Now, like I said,
okay.
it is a great tool for getting shit on the table that looks good enough. I want everybody to know that I am not judging anybody's paint skill on this. I am talking about like high-end, more than table-ready painting. And I'm saying high-end. I'm not there. Like, I am happy enough with doing what I feel like is display quality, and for people that are really good at this, is probably the higher end of table-ready. That's where I am on it. And if what you are happy with is using washes and using slap chop and using speed paint, don't let anybody come in here and tell you not to do it that way, because if that's what you like doing, do that. If that gets models painted, do that. If you're happy with what you get, do that.
And
yep, 100% agree.
That is something I should clarify. I'm not telling you not to do it. I am simply stating, when it comes down to it, don't just stop your process and your learning ability for all of this at that point. Oh, slap chop is the only thing I'm ever going to need. This YouTube told me so. Everything's going to be awesome. No. Slap chop is useful in and of itself for getting stuff done quickly.
So
fair.
So very
I will stand by that.
Very quickly on that quick and dirty OSL that I started with on the dry brush backward. That's basically where I've gotten with just doing a layer of white and then doing very bright green. That's scale 75, really bright fucking green, whatever the hell it's called. Because I appear to have rubbed off the color of the paint on this. So we're just going to say it's scale 75, ink intensity, fucking intense ass green.
Lime.
Lime. Fucking intense ass lime.
I'm holding the same bottle right now because you said that you had rubbed yours off.
My favorite. Yeah. My favorite type of lime is.
It's either lime or olive.
It's lime. It's definitely lime.
My favorite is the kind that's followed with an Arita.
Lime Arita. Hey, at least you didn't say Shalada. Shalada.
I like my limes in key lime pie.
Hey, how about if I made
also good?
How about if I made you a beer cocktail that was made with tomato juice and clam juice?
No.
Hang on, I need to enunciate my feeling.
Or you could
Hang
combine
on.
those and you could get clamato juice. Not a joke. Product exists.
I'm aware that it exists. But
you don't have to
I feel like this is.
I understand that the council has made a decision, but as it is a stupid ass decision, I have decided to ignore it.
Thank you, Nick Fury. Oh god, that movie's 12 years old. Oh God, that.
Okay, so I have a good story.
Okay, good story. We've got like 7 minutes. Let's hear a good story.
Okay, so I turned.
Oh God, I better
40.
get you my photos.
I turned 40 last week. I am officially old balls.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. A little late, but I'll take it anyway. So I made a reference at work the other day, not to the Three Stooges, but to the Mr. Burns Three Stooges Syndrome episode.
Mm-hmm.
That episode came out in 2000 when I was in and around high school. The analyst on my stream, a very relatively junior employee, not only did not know who the Three Stooges were, but had not seen that episode, and in fact was born after that episode had already aired. I had to explain the reference to him via Teams chat.
I dropped in last Friday on Who's Cooking stream, and just wrangled chat for an hour or so, and we were having a discussion about things that we have heard lately on classic rock stations.
I think I heard Linkin Park on classic rock at one point. I was like, oh God.
Earlier that week, earlier that day even, I think, I had heard Green Day. But not just like Green Day. Not like, oh, we're playing something off Kerplunk from 1993. No, I heard Boulevard of Broken Dreams. That fucking song is from 2005.
Oh,
I hated that song when it fucking came out.
Yeah, that's the one where you walk the lonely road.
I will mute you.
But it's the only road that you've ever known.
I will mute both of you.
I don't know where it goes.
But it's only you, and you walk alone.
I hate all three of you so fucking
much. We got there, guys. And High Lord, yes, hearing Matchbox 20 on an oldie station is one of those things that makes me demand my Walker and Metamucil.
Well, when I hear Matchbox 20 on the classic rock station, it makes me wonder what it'd be like if I was the Rainmaker. I wonder what it'd be like if I made the rain.
No, I can tell you what it's like. You store it in boxes with little yellow tags on everyone.
Hey, I gotta know, guys. Have you ever seen rain?
Well, I've seen it coming down on a sunny day. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
But by the way, Para, I have sent you.
I did get it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna quickly put a little bit of paint on these.
I want to know.
I mean,
have you ever seen
the rain?
I mean, at least that's CCR from like 1979. So, 1969. Okay. I'm sorry, 69.
Silicone's just also referencing The Offspring on classic radio.
Yep.
And now my back hurts.
God almighty.
And Jiggle.
Hey, very quickly, I want to put this down. And Warlax, I'm going to get you. I found my utility knife blade. I'm going to show this off. I'm going to show off what I'm going to put on it. But my next project is my lovely wife has requested that I make her a series of dragons that correspond to seasons.
Are these dragons? They're huge dragons?
Well, this
do you perhaps rock the dragon?
Dragon Ball Z. So
no, Dragon Ball GT. God damn it.
That one doesn't exist. Also, Rip Toriyama.
Yes.
So, this is the start of what's probably going to be my summer or fall dragon. This is from this month's Lord of the Print release. So this is supposed to be like a sand dragon. I did a little one of it that I've got sitting over here. That I've already
Lieutenant Sand Dragon, you ain't got no arms.
There. So, yes, it is a wyvern. Let's see. Let's pick him up and get him under there. This is kind of my prototype piece for him. I'm going to do him, obviously, much bigger. This thing is so fucking big, I can't get the body parts onto my printer. Like, even parted out, the body doesn't fit on a Mars. So, Either I scale it down, which I scaled. This fucker is scaled down to 40%, or maybe 50. But in any event, it's scaled down dramatically.
Someone told me long ago.
This is another one of them. I haven't decided what season this is yet. Probably like spring or summer. And I'm got another. It might be spring. I don't know yet. And I'm probably.
It's been coming for some time.
I've got an Asian river dragon I'm going to work on, but the sand dragon's going to go on that base. It'll be fun.
Rolling on a river.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I apparently just did damage to Voxel Forge.
What did you do? What did you do?
Someone said why Vern, and I said because Vern.
Damn it, Hal.
So parent.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Tying all of our conversations this evening together. I think we all know the reason that you are making these dragons for your lovely wife, right?
Oh God. Why?
Are you doing it all for the nookie?
No, I'm not. Because if I say that on stream and it gets recorded and she watches it at some point, then I'm doing it all for the comfort of my couch.
Hang on, I need to clip this.
Fuck you.
I don't know how to clip things. I have to go to Google now.
Okay,
Grimace.
So here we go. We've got a bold one here that I'm going to pull up first. I've actually got 3 images here I'm going to show off. Okay, so there's the first one. Those are some, what do they call that? Shatterpoint?
Shatterpoint, yes.
Shatterpoint. You've replaced the lightsabers with acrylic tubes. That's nice.
Yes, I have.
It's a nice effect. Tubes.
I like how you replace the lightsabers with long, extended push pops.
I do like push pops.
Now I want push pops.
Flintstones. Flintstones still a thing. Kids don't know what Flintstones are anymore. I know that because my kids don't. And here we go. Here's Mr. Strife.
As he sits right now, I have been taking my time with him.
Strife? Okay,
there he is, yes.
Wow, he seems very small now.
I do appreciate that Mr. Strife, when he goes to the tanning bed, keeps his head out of it.
Yeah, well, it's a refit iron lung, so
we have not gotten to the face yet, but everything else is pretty well taken care of at this point.
And I've got one more image here that I want to show off before we call it a night. It's just so that everybody knows. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for showing up. How's it called? Mr. Jiggle wants you to know Here Comes the Mummies is a kick-ass band. He's not wrong.
That's because I just recommended them.
Well, they are an amazing band, and for those of you that don't know the joke, they are mummies.
They are mummies, and one of my favorite songs of theirs is about a serial killer that has a hot dog cart called Attack of the Wiener Man.
You mean it's not the song about your britches?
No, that's not my favorite, but there is a song called Pants. That is a very good song as well.
It ain't about your britches. Okay.
God damn it. You guys are reminding me of a band that would get me absolutely thrown out of here for...
Don't worry, it's fine. Okay.
Is it the Butthole
I gotta
Surfers?
sing and I dance when I look in my pants, and then the feeling's like a sunshiny day.
Okay, last image for the night, guys.
Take a look at my enormous penis.
Book. Got it.
So there you go, guys. We're gonna go ahead and call it a night here with Jim. Jim's here. Jim's been here all along.
Jim
never left.
Jim has one eyebrow that connects his eyebrow to his eyelash on both sides. Jim's eyes are a vortex we cannot escape from.
Jim is your friend.
Jim has big gums and tiny teeth.
Jim's
lower teeth are imaginary.
Oh God, when you get closer, like you can see that his teeth are like ridged or something. He's got like the teeth plate of like a stingray or something. But don't
Also-
worry
Jim
about it.
has 7 fingers on his right hand.
Also, Jim has cancerous growths on his face.
Don't worry about it. Jim is fine. Jim is Jim. Jim will always be Jim. And Jim watches you poop.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Jim wants you all to know
Live long and prosper.
that you should sleep well tonight because he's watching over you.
Live long, eat pasta.